Lean in for a second. No, closer. Because what I'm about to tell you is the kind of truth that makes entire bloodlines rewrite their history books and swear you never existed. There you are, standing in the wreckage of a secret world that thought it had you cataloged, indexed, and neutralized. And somehow, you didn't just expose them. You made the exposure look seductive. You turned a global Coven's downfall into a damn fashion statement. A revelation with lipstick and chaos. A prophecy in heels and a smirk. And now the whole planet is trying to figure out how the hell you pulled off something that wasn't supposed to be survivable. See, that's the part that's killing them. You didn't just break their illusions. You made it look effortless. You made it look like you were born for this. And deep down, you were. You walk through worlds like someone who already knows what the final scene looks like. You peel back spells, lies, curses, masks, effortlessly, like you're removing someone else's makeup. You have this terrifying habit of seeing straight through people, past every excuse, every costume, every glamour they use to pretend they're something divine and the Coven. Oh, sweetheart. Their glamour never stood a chance. Because you don't just see in the dark. You were sculpted there. You're the kind of paradox that rattles entire systems. Half angel, half executioner, half saint, half psychopath, half divine light, half forbidden hunger. You make duality look like lingerie. And people stare, wondering how someone so beautiful could walk with so much violence in their aura and still smile like they're in on a joke older than civilization. You are. Let me paint you a picture. A global Coven, operating quietly in the shadows, whispering in the ears of governments, industries, empires. A network older than maps, older than kingdoms, older than recorded language. They were so sure of their secrecy, so convinced of their immortality, so arrogant in their power. And then you walked in, not with an army, not with a prophecy, not with a weapon forged in celestial fire. No, you walked in with truth and made it look seductive. You walked in with intuition and made it look supernatural. You walked in with nerve and made it look like a performance art piece designed to humiliate gods. You didn't just peel back their cloaks. You tore their mythos open like a satin gown and let the world see what they really were. Fragile, predictable, panicked, human. You turned a global revelation into a runway, the apocalypse into an entrance, exposure into a love letter written in red lipstick and rage. And the worst part? They can't stop watching the replay because you did something unforgivable. You made their collapse look beautiful. The terror, gorgeous. The ruin, cinematic. The truth. Addictive people aren't sure whether to applaud you, fear you, or worship you. So they're doing all three. Quietly, secretly, breathlessly. You, my dear, didn't just expose a Coven. You reminded the world that you're the one thing they can't categorize. Not a witch, not a savior, not a monster, not a martyr. You're the threshold between those things. The forbidden doorway. The anomaly wrapped in a smile sharp enough to draw blood. And the Coven knew it the moment your eyes met theirs. That's why they flinched. Because what are they supposed to do with a creature who looks like a muse but moves like a catastrophe? A person who can dismantle empires with intuition alone? Someone who holds poison and purity in the same palm and lets people choose which one destroys them? You didn't expose them by accident. You exposed them because they were never worthy of your silence. Let me tell you the real secret they never planned on leaking. You were always the key, the mirror, the wild card, the uncontainable variable their rituals didn't account for. You don't follow rules, you curse them, You don't obey patterns. You shatter them, you don't bow to power. You seduce it, then strangle it with its own expectations. And now the whole world is adjusting itself around you. People are rearranging their alliances, their stories, their loyalties, their narratives, because once someone sees a revelation done with grace and wicked elegance, they can never go back to believing in the old illusions. They can never unsee truth, wearing a smile as sharp as yours. You didn't expose a coven. You exposed an entire species of fraud, and you looked good doing it. So listen closely. From this moment on, every room you walk into will tense just slightly. Every conversation will shift when your name gets mentioned. Every quiet enemy will check their pulse twice before trying anything reckless. Not because you're dangerous, but because you make danger look seductive. You make truth look irresistible. You make chaos look intimate. You make evolution look like a forbidden performance. You make fear look beautiful. And that, my friend, is a power no coven, global or cosmic, can survive. Now go on. Let the world adjust to you. It'll tremble either way. You feel that, don't you? That quiet shift in the air. That subtle tightening in reality. That moment where every unseen eye turns toward you because they can sense what you've become. See, that's the thing no one warns the chosen anomalies about. The aftermath, not the chaos, not the exposure, not the fallout. No, it's the silence that comes after you've torn the veil off an entire global coven and made the truth look like a seduction ritual. The silence that isn't actually silence at all. It's surveillance disguised as stillness. Every hidden force that once whispered from the shadows is now frozen, because they don't know whether to bow, run, or rewrite the entire doctrine around your name. They thought they were dealing with a disruptor. They didn't realize they were dealing with a revelation wearing perfume, a prophecy with eyeliner, a calamity with charisma, a renaissance wrapped in skin. And you know what haunts them most? You never raised your voice. You never declared war. You never asked for permission. You walked into the dark like it was your bedroom. You walked into their rituals like you owned the candles. You walked into their encrypted networks, their whispered prayers, their generational schemes. And you made every one of them fold with nothing but intuition sharpened into instinct. You didn't expose a coven. You undressed it, layer by layer, lie by lie, sigil by sigil. And you didn't flinch. You didn't hesitate. You didn't apologize. You swallowed their fear like wine and exhaled truth like smoke. You're not a whistleblower. You're not a hero. You're not a villain. You're a cataclysm with lipstick. And deep down, they always knew someone like you would come eventually. Just not this soon, and definitely not this. Beautifully. Do you understand how terrifying you are to people who hide behind power? You operate in paradox. You move like light, but cut like shadow. You heal like an angel, but punish like a demon. You laugh like a muse, but stare like a judge. Your existence alone glitches their entire hierarchy, because in their eyes, you shouldn't exist. You're not a product of their system. You're not a disciple of their coven. You're not a puppet, pawn, or prophecy they summoned. You're the one thing they never planned for. An independent force with sovereign intuition, a self-written entity, a free radical with cosmic timing, a being who doesn't need approval to be inevitable. And worst of all, you look damn good being inevitable. You walk through their ruins like a runway model after the apocalypse, graceful, calculated, glowing with the kind of confidence only someone forged in hellfire earns. And the Coven, the mighty, global, ancient Coven. They're not angry. They're embarrassed because you didn't just reveal their secrets. You revealed their weakness. They built their empire on fear. You built your power on truth. Fear shatters. Truth seduces. Fear obeys gravity. Truth creates its own laws. You didn't expose them by force. You exposed them by existing. You want to know why the world is rearranging itself around you? Because revolutions don't always start with soldiers. Sometimes they start with someone who walks into the room with a smirk that makes everyone afraid of what they already know. You carry knowledge like a weapon and charisma like a spell. You make people question their loyalties. You make leaders rethink their alliances. You make manipulators terrified to touch you. Because they know you'll see through them faster than they can blink. You're not predictable. You're not stable. You're not manageable. You're intoxicating in every sense of the word. And intoxicating people scare systems more than any warrior ever could. Let me tell you the part they'll never say out loud. The Coven was never afraid of being exposed. They were afraid of being exposed by someone like you, someone magnetic, someone unforgettable, someone who doesn't whisper revelations, but delivers them with style. You're not just a truth teller, you're a spectacle, a phenomenon, a myth in slow motion. You didn't reveal their sins, you revealed their irrelevance, and that's unforgivable. Now listen closely, because this is the part people won't understand until it's too late. You didn't hit your final form, you hit your first real form. The version of you that isn't afraid to shine and burn at the same time. The version of you that understands elegance is a weapon. The version of you that realizes you don't have to scream to shake civilizations because you radiate power in a way that makes the bravest men forget their vocabulary. And that terrifies them. It terrifies everyone. The Coven fell. But the world, it's next. Not because you're coming for it, but because it's coming for you, trying to contain you, trying to understand you, trying to emulate you, trying to decipher your blueprint like a forbidden scripture. But they never will, because you're not a blueprint. You're a soft apocalypse in human form, a revelation dressed like a temptation, a paradox wearing desire, a cosmic secret with a pulse. And the universe is still catching up. So go on. Keep walking through this new world with your chin up and your fire humming underneath your skin. Keep smiling that dangerous little smile that makes liars tremble. Keep speaking the truth in a tone that sounds like prophecy and seduction had a child. You didn't just expose a coven, you awakened an era, a beautiful, wicked, unstoppable era, written in your handwriting and sealed with your kiss. Let them rearrange their lives around you. They don't have another choice. Funny, isn't it? The moment you dragged a global coven into the light, the moment their spells cracked, their symbols shattered, their centuries of secrecy dissolved like sugar, the world didn't recoil. It leaned in, slowly, curiously, hungrily, as if watching the birth of a new element, something rare, something dangerous, something they can feel in their bones but can't classify without risking their sanity. Because you didn't just reveal forbidden knowledge, you made it magnetic. You made ancient corruption look flimsy. You made hidden witches look amateur. You made their power crumble like ash under the heel of someone who wasn't even trying. And the sickest part, you didn't do it with rage or revenge or righteousness. You did it with style, with a presence so intoxicating that even the collapse looked choreographed. The truth didn't explode. It strutted, it glowed, it smirked. You turned exposure into art. You turned revelation into seduction. You turned destruction into elegance, and now the whole world is trying to figure out how someone like you even exists. You see, people are terrified of beauty mixed with danger. They can handle beauty, they can handle danger, but combine the two, blend them perfectly, fuse sensuality with truth, darkness with confidence, seduction with clarity. And suddenly you're not a person anymore, you're an event, an unfolding phenomenon, a cosmic announcement wrapped in skin. You're what happens when fate finally gets tired of being subtle and decides to make its point, using someone who looks like temptation and moves like prophecy. You didn't walk into their coven, you descended into it. Like a scandalous revelation sent straight from the universe, wearing lipstick and precision, and they felt it. Every elder, every acolyte, every hidden godfather behind the scenes. They felt the moment the universe handed you the match and whispered, "Burn them beautifully." Let's talk about fear. Their fear, not yours. Because you don't fear the dark. You grew up studying it. You mastered its dialect. You molded your instincts out of shadows and intuition sharper than their daggers. But them, the Coven, the untouchables, the architects of ritualized power, they fear three things: truth, audacity, and someone who walks in like they were born knowing both. You terrify them because you don't play roles. You create them, you dismantle them, you expose the actors behind the masks and make it look glamorous. You terrify them because you're not confused, you're not lost, you're not phased, you're aware. Aware in a way that strips them of their illusions and leaves them standing naked in their own mythology. You terrify them because they can feel the duality humming in your veins, the dangerous, exquisite mix of softness and ruin, compassion and cruelty, innocence and predator instinct. They look at you and see someone who could kiss their forehead or destroy their legacy, and not tell them which one is coming until you've already decided. That's power, not brute force, not violence, not magic, certainty. And you wear it like a second skin. Let me tell you what else is happening behind the scenes. Something the world won't admit but feels like a tremor under their everyday lives. People are reorganizing their beliefs around you. They're studying your silence, they're decoding your calm, they're dissecting every rumor about you like it's scripture. Some call you chosen, some call you cursed, some call you dangerous, some call you divine, but all of them call you unignorable. Because a person who exposes a global coven without sweating becomes a gravitational center. They become the axis the world rotates around. And whether they admit it or not, you feel it too. The pull, the shift, the way reality keeps adjusting itself around you like a dress that wants to fit your shape. You're not adapting to the world anymore. The world is adapting to you. And here's the part they'll never dare to confront. You didn't just expose their secrets, you exposed their limits. They wanted to be eternal. You made them look temporary. They wanted to be gods. You made them look human. They wanted to be feared. You made them look ridiculous. You took centuries of whispered rituals, cloaked meetings, coded messages, forbidden symbols, and you tore through all of it with a single weapon they never planned for. A beautiful mind with nothing left to lose. You made truth seductive. You made rebellion elegant. You made their downfall iconic. And now you're the one thing their legends never prepared them for. A revelation with lips, a prophecy with attitude, a reckoning with charisma. So go on. Keep walking like every hallway was carved for you. Keep speaking like every sentence is a soft threat disguised as poetry. Keep moving like destiny is catching up, breathless and eager. You didn't just expose a coven, you crowned yourself the centerpiece of a new myth. And darling, Myths don't apologize. They expand, they evolve, they devour. Let the world rearrange itself around you. It looks better that way. You didn't just expose their coven. You shifted the architecture of fear itself. And you did it with a smirk. Do you understand how catastrophic that is for them? Thousands of years spent cultivating secrecy, rituals, hierarchies, coded bloodlines, generational dominance, all undone because you walked in, brushed the dust off their mythology, and said, "This is what you were scared of?" You didn't just drop the curtain, you made pulling it down look seductive, and that's why they're spiraling, because there's power in revelation. But there's raw, erotic, unstoppable power in a revelation that looks good, doing the damage. Let's go deeper. You didn't ruin their coven, you dethroned it, and you did it in a way that embarrasses them on a cosmic level. Think about it. They crafted labyrinths of lies. You walked through them like a runway. They built walls of illusion. You leaned on them, and they collapsed like cardboard. They summoned entities for protection. Those entities stepped aside when they saw you coming. You turned their occult machinery into background noise. And the worst part, you didn't even mean to flex. You were just being yourself. Your intuition disarmed them. Your confidence disoriented them. Your beauty humiliated them. Your silence exposed them harder than any confession. You moved through the world like someone who broke out of a prophecy and decided to write her own mythology instead. Who the hell is supposed to compete with that? Let me tell you what the higher circles are whispering right now. She's not human. She's not random. She's not an accident. She's a signal. A signal. A flare in the dark telling every silent survivor, every forgotten bloodline, every intuitive soul that the game has changed. Because someone finally made the invisible look undeniable. You didn't just expose the coven, you revealed the entire ecosystem behind it. And you made it impossible to ignore. You made truth viral. You made courage fashionable. You made shadow work look like dominance. You made liberation look like seduction. You made evolution look like the natural next step, not a rebellion, and that terrifies them more than exposure ever could. You know why? Because most people who uncover secret power structures, they break, they run, they fold. But you adjusted your lipstick, you tilted your head, you smiled, and then you stepped deeper, as if the dark was your native element, as if every shadow was just waiting for your permission to transform. You have that quality, that reckless, holy, beautifully dangerous thing, where you don't just survive the dark. You redecorate it. You make the underworld feel like home. You make the forbidden look familiar. You make truth look seductive. You make destiny look hand-picked. And in doing so, you remind the world of its oldest secret. Power doesn't belong to the hidden. It belongs to the undeniable. And you, my dear, are undeniable. You're the paradox they never wanted to face. Soft enough to shatter hearts. Sharp enough to shatter systems. Beautiful enough to be underestimated. Dangerous enough to be unforgettable. Silent enough to be mistaken for harmless. Awake enough to be unstoppable. And when someone like that exposes a coven, it's not an investigation. It's not a confrontation. It's not even an uprising. It's a shift in the cosmic food chain. You're not playing their game. You're rewriting the board, replacing their symbols with your fingerprints, replacing their rituals with your intuition, replacing their control with your presence. And the world is adapting faster than anyone wants to admit. Look around. People are changing the way they speak when you enter the room. Their eyes track you like you're both threat and salvation. Your name rings through conversations like a spell that no language can contain. They don't know whether to fear you, follow you, or fall at your feet. That confusion, that paralysis, that trembling, that's the moment empires fall, not when they're defeated, but when they meet someone who makes them irrelevant.